What's up, universe? It's Julie, your chef BFF, with another vlog today. It's a snowy day, which has now turned into a rainy, slushy day. It's a little bit dark and gloomy, so excuse my lighting. I don't have anything set up. I'm home alone with Taylor, and I decided to just, you know what, why don't I do a little Thriftmas tour? When I'm not cooking, I love thrifting. That is probably my passion and my hobby. I actually haven't gone thrifting in a long time. I'm trying to save some money, so I haven't been like going thrifting as much. But over the years, now this is just probably in the last like 3 years or so, I've been collecting some awesome thrift decor, and I decided why not just show it to you, because I did say that I would show you maybe like a decorate for Christmas with me, but it didn't really happen because I was decorating here and there like at midnight, things like that. So right now Taylor's being so good. She's watching the snow, so if you hear some noises, that's from our little guest star today. And we're gonna go around and show you all the things that I thrifted for Christmas, including what I'm wearing. This sweatshirt is from Goodwill, and I thought it was just classic looking and funny and like a little twist to a Christmas sweater. I guess because we're here, we'll just start with the fireplace mantle area. And actually this fireplace didn't have a mantle. Joe and I added this little floating shelf, and now we have a mantle. And this year we did add Taylor's stocking. So this is our newest addition. Out of this, these are the things I thrifted. These actual little twinkle lights, they were new in a box, and I found like 5 packs or something new in the box. This almost like ball of ice looking candle holder, I thrifted this. I know this is from Target. I've seen this in Target before. It's kind of like a glass cloche looking Christmas tree, but yeah, I found it at the thrift store. And then this, separate times, but I got this candle and this candle holder. I don't even know what this is, or if it's like missing a part even, but it lights up like that. And I think it's cool, especially from far away. It gives a nice ambient glow. Like, look at that. It even goes all the way up to the ceiling. I love this one. This is such a heavy quality snow globe. I think originally it's from Home Goods, but I thrifted that from Goodwill. I remember the day that I got it. I thought it was just so pretty, and I can't believe it was just sitting there for so cheap. Another one of these candle holder things, and this pot, which is also a year-round thing. I kept it up there, but I like that it adds like a different pop. Oh, and I thrifted this mirror. Oh, I completely forgot. I should like look down here. This is not part of Christmas decor, but it might as well be. Thrifted this thing. I remember when I found it, it was just like sitting there at the top on 50% off Dan Savers. I'll show you the peek of the rest of the room that we're still working on. Moving to the basement, all this stuff. That's why it's like all over the place, but this is a cute sign that my friend Katie gave me too. I did decorate for Halloween. I decorated for Thanksgiving, but I didn't really show that to you, which is a shame because a lot of those decor items were thrifted as well. So you can see my true passion and hobby when I am not in the kitchen, when I'm not cooking and sharing recipes with you. And when you thrift the decor, then it's things that are like not really available now. Like all the stuff at Target bullseye section really gripped me. Like I really want to get all of it, and they're so cute. And some of it you'll see, I do have some of that too. Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree. But mostly I love thrifting my seasonal decor. Actually, all of my home decor. I should one day just do like a thrifted home decor vlog. Yeah, because now our whole house is pretty much thrifted. I mean, it's getting there. And do you know what I like about thrifting? I like that there's always a story attached. Like for some reason, I always remember where I was, like which store it came from, whether it was Goodwill, Savers, Salvation Army, or like a random thrift store like in the corner somewhere. I always remember it because you remember that hunt and that journey and the stage of life, even where you were, and sometimes even what it costs. But I will say that they're probably about like $6 or less per item. Some of them as cheap as $1, some of them probably even cheaper. You know, the best time to go thrifting for this seasonal decor is when it's off season. Like there'll always be a section of Christmas stuff because I think people are always collecting all year round. Of course, they pull out all the stops when it's closer to Christmas, but usually right after Christmas, or like, you know, sometimes in the random times like in the summer, you'll find the cutest things because you're like not in the mindset to look for those items. And then when you're thrifting, everything looks like a pile of junk. It's like all jumbled on top of each other. So it's really hard to focus your attention and zero in on the items that might look great in your home. When they're all clustered together with all the colors and all the bling and everything, it's like a little overwhelming. All the tchotchkes and the vintage finds, they look a little like kitschy and tacky together. But when you pull them out and you can envision what they would look like repurposed in your home, styled in your style, then it's worth buying. So definitely don't sleep on the seasonal home decor, especially like Goodwill, Savers, places like that. But I would say my favorite thrifted Christmas decor came from like the little shops, like the local little shops, because they're more curated and they're more thought out, and maybe they tend to be a little pricier. Over in this little corner of my kitchen shelves, I have this look going right now. This little house I adore. I just love the look of it. It's supposed to hold a tea light inside. It looks classic, traditional. You know, it kind of reminds me of like Beauty and the Beast. This tray was one of my more recent finds. I found this off season. It's supposed to be a tray that you put like your hot cocoa on, and maybe I'll even use it to put out like cookies for Santa or something. But for now, I thought it was cute wall decor. And this Santa, believe it or not, I didn't find it at the same time as the little house, but it kind of has the same look. I always call him my hipster Santa. I just love his look. He's supposed to hold a tea light in him as well, and his little backpack and his knit cap and even his attire. Like, look at that. That's like a snazzy Santa outfit. Forgot that I even thrifted that mirror up there. That's just there year round. I love thrifting mirrors because they're so cheap and you never know when you need a mirror to open up a space. This pair, it has a little bit of a blemish right here, so I wasn't sure, but I'm like, that's okay. If it bothers me, I can always paint it or something later. But I just loved the gold leaf and stem. Oh, and I forgot that this is year round too. It's just my real plant, but this was thrifted as well. I like to thrift my pots whenever I can too. My table is a mess currently, but I did want to show you my pot that I have for this plant on my kitchen table as well. Thanks, baby. You're doing great. Thanks for letting mommy film. Over in the kitchen on top of my stove, I have this little snowman guy. I love this kind of look. This is an ornament, but I like to just display him. You know, it kind of reminds me of It's a Small World ride in Disney World. Over here I have my little mitts. I don't know what to do with them. I guess they usually hang them on the tree. Moms out there, you know that your coffee always gets cold, right? I don't get to drink it for, this is like, it's still like halfway full right now. And it's been like, I made this coffee, I don't remember when. Probably like 8 in the morning. What time is it now? 11? Taking an intermission. Lunch break. Lunch today is leftover tikka masala. I added Korean sweet potato with the chicken to it. I know that's weird, but it's actually good, and I happen to have sweet potato. The sweetness just kind of like adds a little something. This is what we had as leftovers from before, so I'm just heating that up. See, the Korean sweet potato goguma? It's different from American sweet potatoes. Like, you know, American sweet potatoes are orange. Korean sweet potatoes are kind of white when you cut into them, slightly yellow. And then they have a kind of like a creamier texture, like a little starchier, a little creamier. This is the tikka masala sauce I bought from Costco, from my Costco Vlogmas that you saw. Isn't it kind of fun that you get to see the things I buy and then how I actually use it in my real life? Okay, now we're in our bathroom downstairs. So back when we just had Lincoln, I thought this was so cute. It kind of looked like Joe, me, and Lincoln. It was like a vintage ornament in a vintage original box. And I love that it's like a little scene inside. It's to the point where even Lincoln knows this ornament because I put it out in different places every year. Thrifting candles is the best thing. It's not even used. Like, the wick has never even been used. And it's just been with me for a few years now. I've had it since our old apartment. This is from my friend Audrey, who was about to chuck these. She's about to get rid of them, and I just like rescued them. I'm like, I'll use them somewhere. This tree is one of my favorites too. I just love the whimsical look of it. I've shared this one before, and the real like gold foil touch accents and how topsy-turvy and whimsical it looks. This one also moves around in different areas of the house. And then this little house as well, it's supposed to be a stocking holder. Back in the day, it lit up. I think it just needs new batteries. When it lights up, it's so cute because the windows are very shimmery. And I like that this has like this raw wood look to it. I thrifted this little antler thing. This I've always have year round. It's just a ring holder, so I just put that year round, but it works perfectly for Christmas. Oh, and this little guy I made, it was a little craft I made with some of the women of our church. So this is one of my favorite finds. This is from Magnolia's line Hearth and Hand. This wreath I thrifted from Goodwill. I even have it on my Instagram when I found it. It was something super cheap, new in the box, because I have a video actually where I show that you can get Target stuff, new in the box, new with tag at Goodwill. So usually it doesn't come with a ribbon. It's just like a year-round, just normal greenery. And I just added this ribbon on there to make it more Christmassy. This guy here is again from the Magnolia Hearth and Hand line, and it was new with tag. This guy, and I just made a DIY succulent with a thrifted vase inside. I saw this little tree, and again, this was off season too, because I doubt that if this was seasonal that it would just be where it was. I love that it's so scraggly and woodsy. I try different things every year. Like sometimes I put fluff on it like snow. Sometimes I decorate it with ornaments. This year I just put a little ribbon on top. This right here is probably my most favorite thrifted item. It's right by our shoes because I don't know really where to put it. This is from a local thrift store. It's one of those bristle brush style trees, except for everything is made with like wood. So all these little pieces are a flexible wood and it's glittery. So, but the glitter doesn't come off. I love it. It's like gold and little glittery sparkles on a wooden base. And it's been with us for many years. This was the very first item I ever got that kind of like reignited my love for thrifting again. This came along with a deer, which I will show you. I bought those two things at the same time from the same local spot. One day I want to display it somewhere better than on our shoe bench. You guys, I am like thoroughly shocked that Taylor is still letting me record this for as long as she is. Like she went from the little bouncer chair to the swing chair, and she's good. She's doing so awesome, and I'm thankful that I get to film this for you guys. Moving on over to our Christmas tree. This little countdown calendar that you see Lincoln moving around every day is thrifted as well. And I love that it has a vintage look to it. Like the illustration, it's completely made out of tin, and it came with this wooden mitten that's magnetic, so you can move it around. So this has already seen some wear. Lincoln, when he was younger, broke this by mistake. He was crying. I glued it back together. And when I first got this, there was like some rust stains on it, like probably got hit by water or something. So I had to paint little spots here and there, and I added like little accents like the cheek area. This little tree is one of those classic light up trees. I'm surprised that the light bulb is still working after all this time. I've had this one for many years. I just love the vintage feel of it. It just makes me feel like classic Christmas. For now, the only thing that I thrifted on this tree is the star. It's made out of like kind of like a cardboard paper material. It's very stiff and has a little gold coil. I almost forgot to put out this blanket, but this one was from a little thrift store in the city of Chicago called Brown Elephant. And Joe and I usually go thrifting for my birthday, and when we do, it's always somewhere nicer, like Brown Elephant, or we go to Crossroads or something where it's kind of like in the city away from like my local suburb locations. And this one I think is like either Crate and Barrel or Pottery Barn. I think this was probably $10. All right, so here's our little double shelf area right above the couch, and I'm surprised I have nothing thrifted here. We're gonna have to add Taylor to our family picture collection here. This is thrifted. It's a music box that actually makes music, but I don't want to turn it on because Taylor is napping. This is from House of Hope. They only open on certain days because they use the other days to restock, and then there's always a huge line and like a lottery section to get inside. So the mirror back there is thrifted as well, and so is this tin. It's like a tin box that you put cookies inside that didn't come with the cookies. I just got the box from Savers. I love that it's solid tin and the roof comes off, so you can actually put items in there if you wanted to. Yeah, and it's like a cute holiday scene all around. It's like completely different. This is another little cookie jar type of thing, also thrifted. Has so much details all the way around. I love that. This is the deer that I was talking about. I love this guy, just the way that he looks. I mean, look at it, just the lines. It's all made out of like the metal as well. And I love the wearing of it. And this is the one that I bought at the same time as that tree. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy thrifting as much as I do, or you enjoyed this video, because it's kind of fun. Like I always say that Christmas decor is the best kind of stuff to start out with if you're a thrift novice. Like I talk about thrifting so much that some of my friends decide to try it sometimes, but they walk in feeling overwhelmed. Like if you feel overwhelmed sifting through clothes and toys and everything else, gadgets and whatnot, go to home decor and the tchotchkes. But then go specifically for like, maybe let me just look at some Christmas decor, whether it's seasonal or off season. And remember, my other tip is to go through it twice, because the first time you go around thrifting, everything looks like a pile of junk. It looks like mess and chaos. The second time you go around, your eyes can focus and hone in on certain things. So that's my tip. And then imagine it in your home, not how it's cluttered with everything else. take it away and like, can I find a spot for this in my home? Imagine that. Make sure that it is your aesthetic and something that brings you joy. Like, you should know when you pick it up or when you see it right away, you should be like, yes, this is it. Our whole house is kind of still in chaos as we're trying to shift around Joe's office to the basement and vice versa. But for now, I'm so glad I still took the time to decorate for Christmas, even with a 2-month-old, even with sleep deprivation, because now I can share this with you and it brings me joy just seeing these little pockets of decorations around our home. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you've been enjoying our entire Vlogmas series. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up to boost it up. Leave comments down below and subscribe. See you next time. Bye. If you look, it's one of those like bristle brush style tree. Oh my goodness. This is what happens, technical difficulties when I'm working alone. All I want for Christmas.